If you're still moving around a little bit, that's okay. We have plenty of time. That as you arrive, maybe allowing the eyes to close if that feels comfortable today. If it doesn't, of course, you can always keep them open, just soften the gaze out in front, just fine. I'm beginning to mark a transition in your day from all that's happened up to this point and everything that you can see happening after practice. Just seeing if we can hold the boundaries of this space for a little while. And starting to become aware of your physical body, paying attention to how the support below you is feeling, the air around you, the temperature in your room. Starting to feel the spine stacking tall over the pelvis. Gently releasing the shoulders away from the ears. Allowing the chin to tuck softly towards the chest so that the back of the neck is long and open. And last, a little reach out to the crown of the head. So the whole back of the body is coming alive and awake, but without any strain. Starting to walk through an inventory of your physical body now. Just moving gently and kindly, but noticing any areas that feel rooted, grounded. Maybe other spots feel more spacious and light. Maybe you find some other things along the way. Maybe there are places in which you're holding on to tension that you might not need. Perhaps between the eyebrows, around the cheeks or the jaw, the neck or the shoulders, maybe the belly, maybe the hands or the feet. And if you find any of those places, seeing if you can send a few extra rounds of breath right to them. I'm beginning to move the attention more internal, focusing on the emotional body now. How are you feeling this evening? As always, moving sweetly with yourself here can be a fairly big ask to sit with how we're feeling, to recognize all the different things that can come forth. Just seeing if you can observe what's coming up, trying your best not to label or judge, but just hold space. And gently moving your attention now to the activity and the busyness of your mind. Just noticing what's happening there. Maybe it still feels busy from the workday. Maybe you've had a little space between work and practice. Or maybe you had a more mellow day and the mind feels a little bit slower. Whatever the speed, seeing if you can acknowledge your thoughts as they enter, track them, and then allow them to slip on their way, trying your best not to hold too tightly to any one thing. Now, moving your awareness to your breath, noticing the rhythm, the depth, the cadence, maybe even the temperature. Noticing the quality of the breath. How does it feel as it enters the body? How does it feel as it leaves the body? Noticing what's active within you on the inhale and what's active on the exhale. And seeing if you can send your breath in all directions within the torso. Forward through the chest and the belly, out to the sides, through the rib cage and the waist, and all the way around into the back, near the lower ribs, lower spine. So on every inhale, you gently inflate all the way around, gently release on the exhale. And as we prepare to sit just a little more deeply this evening, I'll offer the seed for our practice. That is of the yogic concept of svadhyaya. It's a kind of a mouthful, but it translates into self-inquiry, self-study. Really just tuning in to our inner workings. We often start our practice this way, moving through all the layers as we just did, being open and curious as to what lies beneath. The more we become aware of our own inner workings, the better we can engage with others, and the more permission we give to others to engage with their own inner workings. So for the next few rounds of breath here, thinking of something internal to you that came up in any of your scans today. Could be something in the physical body, emotional body, mental body. Pulling in whatever that is for you. And perhaps it's an intention for the practice or a dedication or just a feeling you'd like to cultivate as we move together. But for these next few quiet rounds of breath, pull whatever that is for you towards your center on the inhale. And imagine you can send it all the way out to all of your edges on the exhale. For just a few rounds of quiet breath here. And if the mind has started to drift away a little, that's okay. Just bring it back to whatever piece you chose to focus on, drawing that close to your center on the inhale, sending it out to your edges on the exhale for just a few more rounds of breath. As we prepare to transition now into the movement portion of the practice, gently releasing conscious control of the breath, coming back to your natural rhythm, and coming back into awareness of the physical body once more, connecting back through all your limbs, fingers and toes, and out through the crown of the head. And then gently, as you feel ready, blinking the eyes open or just sharpening your gaze out ahead. And then when you feel ready in your own timing, starting to take some gentle rolls up and back with the shoulders, just starting to gently wake up the body here. Once you feel comfortable with these circles and adding in the elbows, making the circles a little bit wider, coming into awareness of your shoulder blades here. And then gently expanding to the full arm, noticing all the ways that your shoulder can move in its joint, sweeping out any cobwebs from the day here. Breath stays smooth and steady as you go. And maybe one or two more full circles. And at some point, ending in this big wide V shape towards the ceiling, just receiving for a moment. And then sealing up what you received by closing the hands together at the heart. And then we'll knit the fingers together, take those little circles, figure eights around the wrists. In one direction. And then once that feels pretty oiled, see if you can go the other way. Good. And then gently shaking out the hands and allowing the fingertips to rest on either side of you. They may come palms flat depending on if you're sitting up on something or not. Either way, you'll walk your right fingertips slightly over towards your right, just a little. Inhale the spine tall, and then exhale to drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. We're getting a little stretch to the right side of the neck here. And if it feels like too much to have the fingers walking away, you can bring them back in. That's okay. Just pay attention to your own neck here. One more big breath. And then allow the inhale to bring your head back upright and walk the right fingers back right next to you. And we'll take the left fingers a little more out towards the left. Inhale the spine tall once again, and then exhale to drop the right ear now towards the right shoulder. Feeling the stretch come into the left side of the neck. Again, being gentle, you can always adjust and bring the hand closer if it's too much. And gently lift the head up on the inhale, and maybe take one or two more shoulder rolls back just to release that out. Maybe even look out over the shoulders, just warming up the neck a little bit here. And once that feels pretty good, then you'll gently transition your way towards your hands and knees, moving away anything that you were sitting on. And if you know that you might like your blocks, you might go ahead and position them towards the top edge of your mat here, just so they're within striking distance. And then we'll come forward. As you feel ready, no rush, onto your hands and knees here. And then as always, this first part of the practice, just for you, playing around with what would feel good for your body. Maybe spine waves, maybe hip circles or figure eights, maybe coming back towards your child, bending one elbow at a time, playing with your feet or your toes, whatever you need, just coming alive in your own way. This is another way that we practice that sadhyaya, that self-study, by tuning in and listening to the body and just going with what it's asking for. Good. Just a few more rounds of exploration here. Very nice, yeah. Starting to come towards some stillness over the next couple of breaths. Now, as you arrive, then just double checking that your hands are slightly ahead of the shoulders, that your knees are right underneath your hips here. And starting to pull the belly in slightly just to protect the low spine. And then on your inhale, draw that left leg long behind you. Strong, steady reach here, opening out to the back of the left knee. Checking to see that as that leg lifted, that all the weight didn't flop over to one side, that you're pretty distributed in the middle of your hands. One more breath here. And then on your exhale, starting to draw that left knee out wide, coming somewhere near your left arm. It doesn't have to touch, you're just coming close. And then inhale that leg all the way back straight. Long leg. We'll take that twice more. Exhale to draw out to the side, as little or as much as you like. Come towards that arm. Inhale the leg long. Last time. Exhale to pull it around. And if it doesn't touch without a lot of spine bowing, that's fine. You can leave it in the air here. That's totally okay. We want to just try to move from the hip by itself. And then we'll inhale that leg long once again. And then exhale to replace the left knee to the earth. And then we'll take the same thing on the other side. Inhaling the right leg long behind you, strong, steady reach. Good. Once again, checking in with the hands, making sure that the weight is still fairly even from side to side. Little attention in the low belly. And then on the exhale, right knee starts to come towards the right elbow, moving from the hip. And then inhale that right leg long behind you. You'll take that twice more. Exhale to coil that right knee towards your right elbow. Doesn't have to touch. Good. Inhale, long leg behind you. One last time. Exhale to coil it in. Bring that knee around. Lovely. And then inhale that leg long behind you. Nice work, y'all. One last breath here. And then exhale the right knee to the earth as well. Coming back to the left side on the inhale, stretching that left leg long behind you. This time on the exhale, stepping the left foot to the outside of the left hand, taking it as wide as you'd like. Wider can give you more space underneath. And then coming up onto the tented fingertips here. And we'll start to just take some little circles around the left hip. I use the hips a lot today, so we want to make sure that we warm them up well. Yeah. And then changing the direction, going the way that feels a little less familiar to you. And just noticing again what you're finding here. Smooth, steady breath, maybe one more full round. And then stepping back in that neutral where the left knee is right over the left ankle. And then your option, you can plant your hands if there's enough space here. You can stay on your tented fingers, or you could come up on your blocks. Any of those options are fine. But as you feel ready, you'll look forward. On the inhale, lift that right knee off the earth, coming into your runner's lunge here. Yes, beautiful. Just staying a moment this first round. On the exhale, we'll release the right knee to the mat. On the inhale, start to sweep both arms up to the sky, coming into your low lunge. Yes, beautiful. One breath here. And then exhale, hands back to the mat or the blocks. Look forward. Inhale that right knee off the earth. Just a breath. Exhale, release the right knee to the earth. Inhale, swim the arms up, low lunge. Nice. One last full round. Inhale here. Exhale, fold. Hands come towards the earth. Look forward. Inhale, lift your right knee off the earth, long straight leg. And then exhale, right knee down. Inhale, both arms up. We'll hold here in the low lunge for a breath. Good. Then from here, on the next inhale, we'll start to bring the arms out into a cactus shape here. So bending at the elbows. Yes. On the next inhale, we'll draw the elbows even farther down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Yes, you got it. And then exhale, squeeze the arms together in front of the chest. Yes. 2 more times. Inhale to open, squeeze the shoulder blades down, elbows drop a little. Yeah, y'all got it. And then exhale, close hands and forearms together in front. One last time. Inhale, big, open through the collarbone, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then exhale, forearms touch in front of the body. Good. And then from here, just slide both hands down, connecting to the earth one more time. Planting on either inside of that front foot. Press into the hands and look forward. We'll inhale the right knee off the earth one last time. Option here, you could stay right where you are. This is a lot of work right here. Or if you feel like you want to play a little bit, you'll push your hands into the earth. Strong back leg, strong belly. Maybe that left foot starts to get lighter. Maybe the heel lifts. Maybe the whole foot lifts. You're coming into this little hovering shape, just a breath and just maybe. If you're up, then on the exhale, you replace your left foot by your left hand. And then we'll all drop the right knee to the earth. Push the hands into the mat. Sweep the left leg long behind you. Strong reach. One breath. One more option here. Release the left toes to the back of the mat. So that left leg is strong and straight, but the left toes are on the earth. Yes. Maybe stay right here. Maybe push into the hands and lift your right knee off the earth. Maybe it's just a little, maybe just an inch. Maybe coiling in, maybe allowing the spine to round a little here. If you're lifted on the exhale, gently put that right knee back down. And then release your left knee to the earth as well. All right, Joel, good job. We're going to take the second side. So we'll recheck that the hands are slightly ahead of the shoulders. And then you'll press your hands into the earth. Inhale the right leg long behind you, strong reach. Exhale to step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Once again, you choose your distance. Wider gives you more space underneath. And then come up to the tented fingers so we can take those hip circles around on the right side, just as we did on the left. And maybe the side feels different. That's totally fine. Smooth breath. And then switch directions if you haven't already. And just making sure that the hip is moving cleanly in all directions. And then starting to find some stillness here. Coming back into that neutral position with the right knee right over the right ankle. And then once again, choosing your hand position. You can stay on tented fingers. You can come up on your blocks, or you can plant the palms. However much space you need is just fine. But when you have your hands, you'll press them into your support. Look forward. Inhale to lift the left knee off the earth, coming into the runner's lunge on the other side. Yes, really nice, strong, straight leg there. One more breath. And then exhale to release the left knee to the earth. Inhale, smooth and steady, both arms reach, come into your low lunge on the second side. Yes, yeah, really nice. Big inhale here. And then exhale, hands back down to the mat on the inside of that front foot. Look forward. Inhale, left knee off the earth. Just a breath this time. Exhale to release the left knee down. Inhale to swim the arms up, low lunge. Working on the balance a little bit here. One last full round. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release the hands to the mat. Press the hands in, look forward. Inhale, left knee off the earth, strong back leg. Exhale the left knee down. Inhale, both arms up to the sky. Holding in your low lunge here, yes. I'm gonna do those window opening and closings here. So on the inhale, you'll come into that cactus shape first. Got your shoulder blades ready. Then on your next inhale, then we'll draw the shoulder blades together. Elbow tips come down. Exhale to swing the arms together in the front. If possible, elbows lifting up towards the chest height. Yes, there you go, beautiful. And then open one more time, broad through the collarbones. Inhale, shoulder blades back. And then exhale, swim those arms forward, feeling the shoulder blades wrap around. Good. One last time. Inhale, open wide, elbows come down. And then exhale, back forward, wrap, hold here for just a breath. Good. And then slide both hands down to the earth on the inside of that front foot. Press the hands into the earth of the blocks. Look forward. Inhale the left knee off the earth. Once again, your options, you can hold right here or press really strongly into those hands, really strong into the back leg. Maybe on the inhale, the right heel gets a little lighter. Maybe it lifts off the earth. Maybe, just maybe. Vince, good job. Yeah, here you are. If you're lifted, replace that foot back down on the exhale. And then everyone drop the left knee to the earth. Good. Press into the hands so that you can slide that right leg back behind you. Just a breath. And then connect the right toes to the back of the mat. So that right leg is long, but the knee is still lifted. Yes. Here's your option again. Stay right here. Or once again, connect into the hands, connect into your right foot now. And then maybe on the exhale, the left knee lifts a little. Maybe it lifts a lot. You start to round through the spine. Nice, Danny, good. Smooth breath. If you're lifted, allow that left knee to find the earth. And then allow the right knee to find the earth as well. Good job. Checking your position one more time. Hands slightly ahead of the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. Kickstanding both toes this time. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to press into the hands and feet. Lift your knees just an inch, coming into that hovering shape here. Strong arms, strong belly. One more reach. And then exhale to bring the hips all the way up to the sky, coming into your downward facing dog. As always, this first down dog of the practice is just for you. So taking some time to make it your own, adjusting anything that you need, maybe taking the dog for a walk. Yeah, very nice. Good stretching. Yep, that's it. Good. Smooth breath. Yeah, there you go. Nice explorations out there. Good. And then as you feel ready, finding a little bit of stillness here in the shape. In a moment, we're going to ripple forward to plank. But if you know that full plank doesn't feel great right now, feel free to come back to the hands and knees, and then you'll ripple it forward towards your half plank, which looks like this, that little diagonal line with the knees on the ground. But let's move together, whichever option you're taking. So either from your down dog or your hands and knees. On the inhale, start to scoop your way forward, coiling in through the low belly, moving one vertebra at a time, so that as you arrive, your head and eyes are the last to come forward. You're either in your full plank or you're in your half plank. Good. Good. And then on the exhale, bend the knees, return the hips to the sky, back to your downward facing dog. One more playing option here. You could stay right here, or maybe on the inhale, see if you can lift your left foot, start to coil in with your knee. You can either bring it right underneath the chest as if there's a magnet there, or if there's something else there, you can move it out to this side, opening up through the hip a little bit more. Either way, strong breath, one more round. And then if it's lifted, gently release that left foot to the mat on the exhale. One inhale to prepare. Then the next exhale, perhaps your right foot gets a little bit lighter, maybe coiling in directly towards the chest or out to the side. Yeah, Teresa, really good. Very nice. They're so strong. Awesome. Good work, y'all. One more smooth breath. And if that foot is lifted, it can find the earth. Good. And then on the next inhale, bending the knees, looking forward, and then taking a walk to the top of the mat, pressing into the feet as you arrive so that you can swim your arms out and around on the inhale, and then hold together at your heart on the exhale. Very nice. Good. Okay, from here, we'll take a big step to the back of the mat with your left foot, coming into your high lunge legs. Right foot in the front, left foot in the back. Always feel free to widen the feet. We are going to take some of the hamstring work here. So if you want to have your blocks close by, you can. And wider feet is usually easier here for the balance. Once we feel ready, then we'll inhale both arms up to the sky, coming into that full high lunge. Yes, very nice. And then from here, hinging forward over that right hip on the exhale, reaching the arms forward for a moment, and then gently allowing the hands to come to the inside of that right foot. Here's where you can also wiggle that right foot over even more if you want a little bit more space. And then you decide, you can plant the hands on the earth, you can be on tented fingers, or you could be up on blocks. Any of those options are fine. But on the inhale, we'll start to look forward, bend the right knee a little bit more, allow the hips to descend towards the mat just a little bit. Yeah, your option, good. And then on the exhale, scissor the legs together. As you start to lift the hips towards the sky, look back towards that back leg, towards your left leg. And then inhale to ripple forward, long spine, bend into the right knee, looking out over the edge of the mat, hips down a little bit, yes. And then squeeze the feet together on the exhale, start to pick the hips up towards the sky, look back towards your back leg. One more full round. Inhale it forward, rippling through, all the time in the world here. Bending into that right knee, yes. And then exhale takes you back. Use the feet as if you're trying to close the gap between them as you look back. And this time as you come forward, we'll stop in that neutral position. So back to that runner's lunge, right knee right over that right ankle. Coming now definitely onto the tented fingers if you weren't before, so that you can get the weight in your feet. And then you'll gently inhale your way all the way back up to your high lunge. Yes, very nice. Take all the time you need. Beautiful, yep. Good. And then once you're there, hands come back to the heart. We've been playing with this transition. So we're going to take it nice and slow for those who might not have done it before, and we're going to add another element. So we're going to start to make our way towards the back of the mat. But here's how we'll go. On your inhale, start to straighten into the front leg. Then you'll start to windmill your arms, the left arm first, then right arm, starting to turn towards the long edge of the mat. And then you're going to keep going all the way, starting to face your feet towards the back of the mat. Hands are going to start to make their way down on the inside of the left foot. So we're finding that little runner's lunge towards the back of the mat. Take all the time you need to get here. It's kind of a new way of moving if we haven't done it before. And then once you arrive, we're going to go back the way we came, but we're going to take the low road. So we're going to keep the hands on the earth. And we're going to walk the hands towards the long end of the mat as if we're crawling a little bit, coming all the way back to that runner's lunge facing the front of the mat. Right leg in the front. Yes. Beautiful. Yeah, we made it. Good. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. We're going to take the high road and we're going to come straight from here. So you need a lot of power in your legs, power in the belly. You're going to start to drift the torso up one arm at a time. Left arm, then the right arm. Big starfish moment towards the front of the mat. Coming all the way into that runner's lunge facing the back of the mat. Hands come down to your tented fingers. Holding for a breath, just make sure you made it. Check in with your balance. And then back we go along the earth, crawling the fingers, long edge of the mat, starting to come all the way back towards the front of the mat. You're in that runner's lunge towards the front. Yes. And then one more time around, rainbow it up. Take the weight out of the hands. Inhale the left arm first. Yes, right arm. Oh yeah, so good. Come all the way over and in that runner's lunge towards the back of the mat. We'll stay here this time. So take a moment to really adjust your feet. Left foot can now come really wide towards the edge of the mat. Maybe on your tented fingers, maybe on blocks here. We're going to take that little hamstring flow to the back of the mat. Starting with the inhale. Look forward, bend a little more into the left knee, maybe drop the hips a little, look out. And then exhale, push the hips up to the sky, straightening out through the legs to your degree, looking back towards that back leg. And then ripple forward on the inhale. Smooth, steady breath, slow rhythm, looking out over the edge. Exhale takes you back as if the feet are squeezing together, looking back towards that back leg. And then one more time, rippling all the way forward as if you're trying to split the mat now with your feet. Come into that little dropped lunge. And then exhale, back we go, hips high to the sky for the last time. This time, as you inhale forward, you just come back to that neutral runner's lunge. Left knee right back over that left ankle. And then we're going to come straight up to high lunge. So we're not changing sides just yet. On the inhale, sweeping both arms up to the sky, coming into your high lunge here. Just so we have a moment to marinate here and match our sides before we go back. Good. And then gently exhale the hands to the heart. And then we're going to do those same transitions, but now it's to the other side. Good for your brain. So here we go. Inhaling to straighten the front leg. This time the right arm comes first. Through that starfish, facing the long edge of the mat. Starting to turn all the way over. Find that runner's lunge towards the front. Right leg bent. Hands on the inside of that foot. Yes, take all the time you need. Yeah, great. And then we're going to crawl it back. Hands stay connected to the earth, walking along the long edge of the mat, turning the feet, finding that runner's lunge to the back of the mat. And then we're going to rainbow it up from right here. Here's your leap of faith. Lighten up on the fingers. Right arm first, followed by your left arm. As wide as you can make yourself here. Then you start to calm down. Come towards that runner's lunge facing the front of the mat. Yes. Great. And then we're going to crawl it back. Slow, steady breath. Watch your balance. Hands stay on the earth. All the way towards the back. Holding for a breath right here. We just have one more full round. We're going to rainbow it up here. Here we go. Right arm first. Then left arm as if you could paint across the sky. Cartwheeling with your arms. Coming down into that runner's lunge towards the front. Yes. Yes, you made it. Good. And then as we crawl this time, we're going to stop halfway. So you're going to crawl along the front edge, and then you're going to stop when you're facing the long edge of the mat. Your fingers might stay on the earth. They might come to your blocks. Either way is okay. But from here, you'll start to spin the feet so that the toes are pointing a little bit out and the heels are pointing a little bit in. Then wherever you have your hands, you're going to bend into the knees. And then on your inhale, you're going to straighten through your torso. Knees stay bent. You're in your goddess squat. Yes. You got it, Teresa. There you go. Yeah. Awesome. And then you're going to check your feet. Make sure that your knees are tracking right out over the toes. If they're falling forward this way, then maybe tuck your toes in a little bit more. Really work through the glutes here, opening up through the thighs. And then let's add a little rock. So we'll inhale and exhale from side to side. You go at your own breath rhythm. It doesn't have to be big or fast. I'm just working through the legs here. I know. Good. Smooth breath rhythm. And take 1 or 2 more full breaths. And then you're going to settle in your center. So maybe you're a little bit higher, maybe you're a little bit lower. That's okay. Wherever you are, pulling into mind whatever that thing was that you thought about in your meditation reflection. That one inspiring piece that came up in your scanning. Bring that right to your center, right here. Let it sustain you for these next 2 breaths in this challenging position here. Okay, on the exhale, straighten through the legs. That should feel pretty good. Toe heel the feet all the way back underneath you so you can stand. And then take a walk to the top of your mat. Great job. Okay, here we go. Inhaling the arms out and around towards the sky. And then exhale to dive it forward. Hands come down towards the earth. And getting firm purchase on the mat here. So if you need to bend your knees, that's fine. And then your options, you can step down 1 knee at a time. As we ripple forward, you'll ripple to your half plank, or you can step it back 1 leg at a time, coming into your downward facing dog. Either way, we'll ripple forward together. Take the inhale, high up on the toes if you're in your down dog, scoop in through the low belly, low spine, middle spine, upper spine. Scoop in the belly. You're in your full plank or half plank. 1 full breath. Good. And then exhale, bend the knees, send the hips high to the sky. Come back to your downward facing dog. And this time we'll look forward, bend the knees, and take a walk back to the top of the mat. Stand on your feet as you arrive. Sweep the arms out and around towards the sky. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Okay, we're going to play with a little bit of balance here. So if you feel like you might want something to help you, a wall or a chair or something, you can go by there. Otherwise, we're going to center the weight over that right foot. Start to bring the left foot up towards your chest. You could stop right here in tabletop, or if there's a little more room in your hip, you can go ahead and bring the knee a little bit higher. Yes, that's it. And then leaving the leg where it is, we'll exhale to press the hands down on either side of you as if you were pressing the floor. Yes, you got it. Okay, and then big inhale. We're going to start to bend the right knee. Start to take that left foot behind you. As you start to reach back towards your lunge, arms are going to come forward. You'll land in your high lunge. Yes. Good. Then on the exhale, you'll sweep the torso forward and the arms back. So you're in that little hovering shape over your right leg. Hello, glutes. And then inhale takes you back up to your full high lunge, arms reach. And then here we go. On the next exhale, use your belly, strong right leg. You're going to pull yourself all the way back up to that tabletop, arms pressed down. Yes. Very nice. Okay, we're going to take that whole thing one more time. Inhaling here. Then slow, steady reach. Left leg starts to reach behind you. Arms reach up. You land in your high lunge. Take your time. Yes. Then exhale, torso comes forward. Arms reach back. You're in that little hover. Good. Inhale, press into the front foot, reach the arms up, full high lunge. And then here we go. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, push into the front foot, bring the left foot up, arms come down. Very nice. Then gently bring the hands to the heart and release your left foot to the earth. Good. You can even shake the feet. You can shake out the hands if you like. Just getting ready to change sides. And then if they're not there, we'll replace the hands at the heart. Shift the weight over into your left foot. Spread your left toes. Stand really tall on that left leg. And then inhale the right leg up, either into tabletop, or if there's more room in the hip, you can take the knee up a little higher. Good. Exhale to press just the arms down first. So the arms are alongside the body, palms pushing towards the earth. Yes. And then here we go. Inhale to start to bend the left knee, reach the right leg back. Arms start to reach up towards the sky. You land in your high lunge. Yes. Very nice. Exhale to sweep the torso forward, take the arms back, hover. And then inhale, press into that front foot, reach the arms, high lunge first. Yes. Inhale here. And then gather your strength, press into that left foot. Arms come down as the right leg starts to come back into your table. Yes. So nice. Okay, one more full round. Gather your balance here. And then start to take it back. Bend the left knee, reach the right leg, reach the arms. Come into your high lunge. Take all the time you need to get here. And then exhale, torso forward, arms back. Come into your hover. And then inhale, back up, high lunge first. And then take it slow. Press into that front foot. Bring your right foot back up to your table, hands press. Good. Then on the exhale, gently release the right foot to the earth, hands come back to the heart. And then shake out the legs, shake out the arms. Teresa, your video was frozen for a little bit. It looked like you had the best balance in the whole world. You were in your tabletop for like 5 minutes. Okay, here we go. We're going to start to bring the hands together at the heart. And then we're just going to take a walk towards the long edge of the mat. So we're going to come back into that little goddess position, but I'm going to give you lots of options this time. So you'll take your feet a little more narrow than before, but just a little wider than the shoulders. Toes are still going to point out, heels in a little bit. If you know that in your squat, you may want a seat, you'll position your block on this long edge here, right underneath your tail. If you know you might want a lot of a seat, you can put 2 blocks. That will take a lot of the work out of the knees. Okay, but wherever you are, hands come back to the heart. Inhale tall, and then exhale, bend the knees. So it's a little more shallow here with the feet. So if it feels like it's really too much, you can always take the feet a little bit wider, that's okay. Then decide, either you'll stay up tall here, or maybe start to allow the hips to descend. Maybe now you sit on your stack of blocks. Maybe you sit on a single block. Or maybe there's a little more space and you hover off the ground here. Wherever you are is just fine, good. But you want to make sure that the heels are connected to the earth. So if they don't connect, then come up a little bit higher until they do. If you feel like you're really rounded here, like the spine can't quite get up, this is where it's also good to come up a little bit higher. You can press the arms into the legs. Yes, yeah, very nice. Good. Oh, you look very serene out there. Okay, we're gonna take one more big breath here. And then wherever you are, on the exhale, push into the feet. See if you can just come standing all the way back up. Yes, you can use your hands to help too, that's fine. Yes, good. And then shake out the legs, shake out the arms. We're gonna come down one more time. I'm gonna give you one more option as well. I'm gonna demo that other option. If you know that you are working towards crow and you would like to play with it, we will also play with it again on Thursday, but if you wanna play with it now, it will look like this. Everyone can just take a little breather for a moment. You'll start the same way. You'll come down into your full squat, like this. Then you'll place your hands on the mat in front of you. Then you're really gonna grip the mat with your fingers, like we always talk about that little suction cup hand. You'll look out in front. So try not to look right down because the eyes are where you know where you're going. So if you look down, you might go that way. So look out over the edge of the mat. Then you're gonna lift your hips up a little bit. You're gonna aim to get your knees as close to the outer shoulder as you can. And then you're gonna press them together like they're magnetized. You're just hugging in with your legs. Come up onto the balls of the feet, look forward. Remember, looking out over the edge. Squeeze into the legs, and then maybe one leg, maybe the other leg comes together. Just maybe, not just something to play with. Okay, so choose your option. You could also just come back into the seated squat with the block. Either way is good. Oh, some of you are already there. Beautiful. Okay, so if you're going for a crow, give me a little finger wave and I will walk you through a little bit more. Yes, okay, good. So you're gonna come into your squat and either stay right there or you're gonna reach the arms forward. So you're gonna connect the hands to the mat. That's it, yep. Squeeze them out with your fingertips. Then you're gonna lift your hips up a little bit and you're gonna take your knees as close to your shoulder as you can get them. You're gonna press your knees into the shoulder, squeeze powerfully together. Maybe stay right there. Maybe start to look out over the edge, transfer the weight in a little more to your hands. Yep, and then maybe lift one foot. Good. And then either put that foot down and lift the other foot, or maybe try to lift both. Good, I'll give you a couple more rounds to play. Teresa, you just look so serene there. You're like, I could be there in my dappled sunlight forever. Good, good, Danny, let's try one more breath. Squeeze together. Good, that's it. Okay, good. If you're flying, come down. And then we'll all together press the heels down. Use your exhale to rise all the way back up, taking care if you were down for a long time. Good. Shake out the arms, shake out the legs. And then we'll take just a little walk back to the top of the mat. We're just finishing up now. So we'll sweep the arms out and around on the inhale. Exhale, hands through center. Fold at your hips. Hands find the mat. This time we'll all come down, one knee and then the other knee. If you're coming into your full child's, you'll kick the toes together, knees apart, start to bend down towards the floor with the chest. If you're coming up a little higher, you can use your block, come down on your forearms, rest your head on the block so that you still have a lot of space below you. Slowing down the breath, slowing down the mind. Good. Smooth and steady breath rhythm. Just thinking one more time, back to that piece of internal work, that internal focus that you came up with. Resting child's pose is a good place to look internal since you're sort of tuning out the stimuli of the world for a moment. And as you feel ready, gently pull yourself back up to your hands and knees. And then just take your feet to one side and your hips to the other so you can come to sit down. Feel free to sit up on something if you like. You'll take both legs out in front of you. You'll take a long reach here. And if you are not folding forward today, you'll just flex your feet, plant your hands on either side of your hip and push your chest forward a little bit so that you're still getting that really active motion through the legs. So you're flexing your feet powerfully back. If you know you'd like to fold, then from here, you'll lighten up on your hands. Fold from your hip crease on your exhale, start to bring your body forward. It does not matter where the hands land, so they don't have to reach for your feet. They could be at your calves. You want some contact between the belly and the thigh. So if that means you need to bend your knees to get that, that's just fine. Yeah. Yes. And then reaching the arms wherever you like. Once you're out of room in the low spine and your belly is still connected to your thighs, then you can start to relax your head and your neck down towards the floor. Good. That's it. Smooth, steady breath wherever you are. Nice. And very gently use your inhale to lift you up. Spine stays tall and all the way back up to your seat. And then if you are, we're heading to our final rest in just a moment here. If you want to set yourself up, if you're not coming all the way to the floor, you can do that. And you might even today, maybe even like to take some support under the knees here to let your legs come out into a butterfly if you're doing that. If you're going all the way towards your back, then you'll keep the legs as they are, reaching forward. Inhale the arms forward as well, parallel to the earth. Yep, that's it. And then you'll start to roll back. Use the belly one vertebra at a time. If this ever feels like too much on the spine, you can bend your knees and come that way. That's just fine. And if you're all the way on the earth, then reach the arms long overhead. Good, strong reach here for just a breath. We did a lot of curling in, so this big wide expansion should feel good here. And then gently allow the hands to find the earth. And then you'll bend one knee at a time, taking your feet flat. And just give yourself a couple moments of windshield wiper rocks with the legs, both to one side and then to the other. Slowing down your breath a little. Yeah, that's it, Teresa. I can do it too from here. Good. I'm just releasing the low spine a little bit. Maybe one or two more rounds. And as you feel ready, if you're all the way on your back, you'll decide what position you'd like your legs to be in. The knees can stay bent if you like. Just widen the feet and bring the knees together so they touch. Or you can extend your legs out towards the floor. And then choose some position for your arms. Something that allows the head of the arm bone to fall towards the earth without effort or strain. Maybe a small V with the palms up, or a big T, or even a cactus. I'll allow any last conscious control of the breath or the body to fall away so that you can truly relax into the earth for a few breaths. Shavasana is the synthesis of the practice, so it's totally welcome to make it feel cozy and comfortable for you. I'll allow my voice to fade back, and then I will call us back together in just a few moments. And gently inhale your breath back into your body. Make your way back in your own timing, no rush. It's starting with small movements at your edges, maybe wiggling fingers and toes. Gradually making those movements larger, closer to your center. And eventually making your way onto one side, pausing there for a moment. And again, no rush, but as you feel ready, starting to pull yourself up to your sitting position. And maybe still with the eyes closed or a soft gaze, collecting that internal focus for just a moment longer. Finding a place for your hands to land that's comfortable, maybe in your lap, maybe folded at the chest, one hand on your heart, the other on top, or something else entirely up to you. But taking these last few breaths together to recognize that that self-study, self-inquiry not only helps us to better understand ourselves, but to better understand others, and to show up in the way we want to in the world. As always, I thank you so much for coming together and sharing your practice with one another and with me.